Sinek does something kind of interesting. He takes you through this process, and he says, what if you were at a party, and as you're going down the party, have you ever seen parties where you have all these different tables, and you have like the fondue table, right? And you got the cheese and cracker table, and you got like the dried meat table. I don't know if there's wet meat, but it just didn't sound right in my head to say wet. So, and the wet meat table, anyway, so you got the dried meat right over here, whatever. So you got like the sausages and the jerkies. Do you even have jerky at a place? Doesn't matter. Anyway, so you got the meat table, you got the fondue table. So what he said was, you're at this party, and he compared these different things that are up on the screen to where people would go to. So let's say the first one was a celery table, right? You got to have celery. That's the deal, celery. You get celery, changes the whole, whole dynamics of your company. You get celery. That's the game changer, baby. You get some celery. Get some celery. And so that's all they're talking about at that table, celery. Man, I got to get some celery. It's going to increase my productivity. It's going to decrease all of the, my expenses. I'm going to kill it. Got to get some celery. And then you walk over to the next table, the fondue table. It's the Oreo cookie table. Oh, you ever had an Oreo cookie? They're incredible. You should have an Oreo cookie. Oreo cookie, that'll change the whole spectrum of your business. I don't care where you're at right now. You get Oreo cookies. That's it. That's the thing. That's the game changer. So all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, it's celery and Oreo cookies. You don't know which one it is, but you believe both of them because they're really passionate about these different things. Then you go to M&Ms. Not the peanut ones. You break out in hives. The M&M, the chocolate covered ones, right? The really good ones, right? That's what you got to get. Chocolate covered. I think actually those are the peanut ones. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. No one's paying attention to that anyway. So, okay. So then the last one, the last table, it's Rice Dream. Every time I do this, I always think that's weird. It's the Rice Dream, rice milk, whatever that is. You want some Rice Dream milk, some almond milk, some coconut? Have you ever had the coconut milk? It's not good. And so anyway, so you got to get the Rice Dream milk. That's the thing. That's the game changer. You get the Rice Dream milk, I'm going to tear this up. Life's going to be good. Okay. So you go on there and you don't have a clue what to do. So you go to the grocery store and what do? You don't know what to do, so you get everything. You pile up celery, and then you get Oreo cookies and jam that in. You get M&Ms, throw that in. You get some Rice Dream milk. And you're walking around with your, what's that called? Thank you. Your grocery cart. You're pushing the grocery cart, and people are coming by, and they either think you're having like a sugar fit, or you're trying to be healthy, and they don't know which. So they're all fired up for you. They're like, what are you trying to do? Either kill yourself or like work out. I don't really know. I just know this is like game changer stuff here. And so somebody told me that, so I just thought I'd go with it. So then you go to checkout, and the checkout person's going, that's a lot of Oreo cookies. I know, it's supposed to be awesome, it's supposed to be a game changer. All right, what Simon Sinek says is, if you will start with why you're doing it from the very beginning, and ask yourself one question, why in the world are you doing what you're doing? Then it changes every other thing from there. For instance, if you started with, well, why would I want one of these products? What is it that's driving me? What's my why? What's my purpose? And you said to yourself, well, I want to be healthy. And so the example he uses in his book is, I want to be healthy. Then what would you choose, and how would you live your life if you had that question in mind first? I want to be healthy. My purpose, my drive is I want to be healthy. I would say, as a father, I want to be there for my children. It's a different reason. Vanity is a good one. Like, I want to be really good looking, and so I want to sit there and have I don't want Oreo cookies because then I'm okay with a double, maybe even a half, like a double and a half chin. I get to a triple and I'm out. So I'm too vain for it. So the whole point is this: is that I might have said for a long time, I got to eat the celery. I got to do that, but I was doing it for all the wrong reasons. This is a very, very simple example, but a couple of years ago, my dad had a stroke, and when he had a stroke, it changed my perception of food, and it changed my perception of how I took care of myself. I have a 19-year-old daughter all the way down to a 5-year-old daughter. And my 5-year-old daughter, when she graduates, you just add 13. So add 48 plus 13. I am no longer in my 50s. I'm in my 60s. And wouldn't it be sweet? Oh, that's so nice. You brought your grandfather to your graduation. And I'm like, no, I'm her dad. Well, you look old. And so I thought to myself, what can I do as I watched my father have a stroke and not be able to take care of himself? That impacted me differently than just working out to be in shape. I actually started thinking about my family, and I asked myself that question. What could I do to be there for my family 5 years from now, 10 years from now, and be healthy? And it changed the way I started looking at food, and it changed the way I started interacting with some of these things. Don't get me wrong, Oreo cookies way better than any type of celery I've ever eaten. So I'll have people come up to me. So because have you ever done this? You're in the grocery store. Probably not. But anyway, because I'm kind of outgoing. Remember I told you I'm weird. So I'm walking around and people are like, so, oh, are you working out? Because you'll have like protein and like 1,800 bars. You've ever gone on the diet where all that's real important to you? So you get it all loaded up in one big hit. You got nuts, just nuts in general, all kinds of caveman stuff thrown in there. So paleo diet, I'm on that diet now. So anyway, you're all put that in there. And people will come up, just random humans. They're like, have you ever tried the bar that tastes like XYZ? You're like, does it taste anything like an Oreo cookie? No. All right, I'll give it a shot. So anyway, but the whole point is this. They'll come up to you and they'll talk to you about it because now all of a sudden you're similar. They value what you value. And that's the difference. Now with celery and rice milk, you're walking around in your grocery cart and all of your customers, all of your referrals are coming from the people that are asking you questions. Why? Because they value what you value and they see what you're doing. So, oh, have you ever tried this? Have you ever tried this? Have you ever taken I've heard everything. Have you ever taken 2 of the protein bars that taste like chalk and sandwich those in between something less delicious and then make a little like Eskimo pie out of them? No, but I'm in. Because chalk plus chalk just really doesn't do much for me. So yeah, I'll try something in between. Whole point is this, is that once you decide what you believe in, what your values are, where your drive is, what pushes you forward, then other people that relate to it will also be your referrals, your customers.